A huipil does not speak to you, but it recites your soul. A huipil will not cover you, but it'll hug your heart. A huipil will not suffocate you, but it'll hold your chest. A huipil will not stain you, but it'll tattoo your skin. This is a poem by indigenous Mexican writers Acabal and Coy. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kassandra Serrano. For many years, clothes have been a main form of expression in almost every culture around the world. It's something that people hold dear to their hearts, especially before the establishment of fast fashion. Mexico has always had a rich indigenous background, even prior to their colonization by Spain and their silks. Indigenous Mexican garments are identifiable by their bright colors, patterns, and detailed embroidery. A very recognizable article of clothing is the huipil, a Mexican dress worn long and short, which Chapalas.com states has been around for more than 3,000 years. Today I will be discussing the huipil and its importance to the Mexican people. There's a deep meaning in everything about the huipil, like in how it's made, how it's worn, and how it's evolved over the years. First, the making of the huipil starts off as 2 or 3 rectangular pieces of cloth that can at times be hand woven. This cloth is then sewn together and marked with intricate designs like geometric shapes, figures, animals, but most usually flowers that will later be completely hand embroidered. Mexico is known for its embroidery, a skill that has been passed down for centuries. Because of this, Mexican embroidery artisans are globally renowned for their talents. The huipil can take up to months to completely finish, and no two designs are ever the same. Although they might all look alike, each is original in their own way. This is because in the old times, a pattern on a woman's huipil reflected her identity. It could tell you her age, her marital status, and her family background, making the design very personal to each individual. According to Mexico Desconocido, just by looking at a design on a huipil, you can identify exactly what part of Mexico that huipil comes from. Next, I'd like to talk about the versatility of the huipil. It's stated on the Mexican government website that it can be worn daily or for special occasions. For special occasions, like ceremonies or festivals, they are usually more intricate, expensive, and not as regularly worn. But when they are worn, they are paired with traditional braids and flowers in the hair. An example of a special huipil a woman might wear is her wedding huipil, which she will wear once, then carefully store it away as a memento of that special event in her life. Huipils for daily use are a lot more simple, and for convenience, women wear them with shorts or tuck them into pants. These usually have less dramatic skirts that allow for easier mobility and don't have to be paired with any particular jewelry, hairstyle, or footwear. It's common for women to wear these simple huipils as they go about their chores or do casual events. And my last point, how has it changed? Well, Mexican culture has been forced to change due to its colonization by Spain. Where previously huipils were made of hand-woven, locally sourced fabric, they later came to be made of commercial fabric and European silks. Introduction to the Old World also reflected in the huipils and their designs, as they are shown to have some Asian influence in them. More recent changes that have been made include its conversion to a shirt or a two-piece rather than a dress to fit our modern fashion trends. Unfortunately, in recent years, there's also been a surge of fast fashion huipils, which are mass-produced cheaply for profit and with no respect to the culture. To finish off my speech, I'd like to reinstate that clothes are so much more than superficial coverings. Be it a Japanese kimono, a Korean hanbok, or the Mexican huipil, they hold meaning every step of the way that they are created, that they are worn, and that they have to adapt to the changing times. I encourage all of you to start looking at clothes not just as pieces of cloth, but as artwork, and search for the deeper meaning in what they represent. Just like a painting or a book, someone has put years of work into the traditional clothing that we all wear in our cultures. Thank you for listening.